What up, Bessies? It's me, Selena Gomez, and welcome. Oh my gosh, take a seat to Minecraft Update Day, my dudes. After a couple of months of development, initially being announced at Minecraft Live 2025 Part 2, Minecraft Mounts of Mayhem update is officially out now. Sit back, grab some tea, and get cozy, because we're about to take a look at everything added to Minecraft in this new update. Jump back to that like button, and let's go. Now, there's only one spot that I could begin today, and yes, that's right. Mojang has finally added the horse to the game after all of these years. Wait a second. No. I meant to say, Mojang has finally made the horse so it can swim in the water. Look, man, they added this to the game in snapshots like a month ago, but this still feels absolutely illegal. Ride into a body of water with just about any rideable mob, and you will now be able to float on the surface. If you try and jump in the water... Well, you can't jump into water. It doesn't work like that. Some other mobs that this functionality will work with as well are all of these different horse-like things on screen. Now, the Mounts of Mayhem update is definitely all about those mounts and a little bit of mayhem as well. Coming to the game for the first time, ever, the zombie horse. Look at this baby. It's brand new, dark green, and shiny. Now, the zombie horse is going to be a new horse mod that will spawn at nighttime in the plains biome and savanna biome. You peep this roof right here. If I were to take this horse out from underneath this roof because it's daytime, it'll burn up like any normal zombie mob if you don't have any armor on it. Now check this out. Over here at nighttime, looking around inside of the plains biome, I'll find that a zombie horse with a rider. Well, these zombie horse rider mobs, super cool, but actually, unfortunately, a little bit rare. With that being said, though, be patient for long enough, and eventually one of these things is bound to spawn. When it does spawn, it will always spawn with a zombie wielding a spear on top of it. If you were taking this thing on in survival, you're going to want to first take out the zombie on top of the horse. A zombie on top of the horse. Then you will need to tame the zombie horse just like you have to with a normal horse. After that, you're going to want to saddle up and get some armor on this boy as soon as possible so it won't fry up in the sunlight. And speaking of armor, oh my god, somebody pinch me. I can't believe it. Now, hey, by the way, I want to take a quick second to say, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. It looks like the next update, well, it's already maybe starting to gear up, and we could see some of it soon. And channel members, like I usually do, this exact world, it's out for a download right now. If you want to dive into the Mounts of Mayhem update world and explore the stuff on your own, all while joining the most cool club in the world and supporting yours truly, well, tap that join button today. In your survival world, find some diamond horse armor, find a netherite upgrade template, and most importantly, a netherite ingot to go into the smithing table, and you will get yourself the brand new horse armor. After all of these years, it's real. And oh man, not only is it real, but it is beautiful looking too. Take a look at how this horse looks with a saddle and a netherite horse armor. Aside from the new leather armor, this is one of the best looking ones in the entire game. Slide into your video settings on Java Edition. It might look a little different. More on that in a second. See-through leaves. If I go ahead and flick this off and then take a look at the leaves in the game. Oh, wow. Every single leaf right here has a brand new non-see-through texture. The old leaves, if you can recall, had a lot of black in the areas that would typically be see-through. Now, instead of black, it will be a tone that will better match the leaves. Now, obviously, with all of the leaves looking quite different, this will mean that the forest biomes and any biome with a lot of trees is also going to look significantly different. Try out this toggle sometime because, in my opinion, it's quite beautiful. Horse armor, we're not done quite yet. In a Java Edition exclusive update, leather horse armor now actually looks how it always has been meant to look. So here, this brown one, you can see, is fully undyed leather horse armor. Basically, we have a new detail layer, if you will, that is sitting on top of the lower layer, making the horse armor look way more interesting. This will amount to when you take your horse armor and customize it a little bit, get a little dye going on. Well, the armor is going to look so good. I'm pretty sure this is how leather horse armor has always looked on Bedrock Edition. Now, the Mounts of Mayhem update for Java Edition comes with quite a bit of technical changes. If we slide into video settings, oh wow, this whole thing has been fully redone. We have a new section called Quality and Performance. Keep moving down. You have Preferences, and all the way back up at the top, we have Display. Now, one of the most interesting new things that we have here is different quality and performance presets. So if I go ahead and start sliding this toggle around, I'll find fabulous, then I'll find fancy, and then, most basic of all, I will be able to find fast as well. As you can see here, if you watch all of the settings as I move this around, this is adjusting all of the settings here and setting them to, well, you know, something different. But it's not just a reorganization of these settings. Instead, it's also some brand new settings as well. Anisotropic filtering is a brand new video setting here, and pretty cool about it. If you can't remember what it does, well, all you need to do is hover your mouse over this button right here and you'll get a whole explanation. As far as I'm aware, if you want the best setting, raise it all the way up. If you want the less of it, lower it down. This toggle right here is directly related to this brand new texture filtering button. If you have texture filtering set to none, then this toggle won't work. If you have it set to RGSS, it won't work, but if you put it to anisotropic, then it does. Moving on from that, did you know that this is a clock? But even more than that, the clock is also a symbol of the brand new stopwatch command that has been added to Java Edition. /stopwatch, then you have create, query, remove, or restart. If I wanted to set up a basic stopwatch that is of course going to track time, I will create something and then name it a name, like something like that. Then I can go ahead and hit enter and my stopwatch will be created. And then if I check out stopwatch query and then put that same name, I will find out that the stopwatch is running immediately. Now, stopwatches can be used to track how much time has been passed inside of the game in real world time. We'll go ahead and leave that one running, and then I'll probably end up forgetting to check it later. Debuted all the way back at Minecraft Live, one of the first bits of knowledge that we knew about this update is a brand new water mob called the Nautilus. Look at those weird tentacle mouth situation and that shell. It's like the Nautilus shell that's been in the game for a long time, except 3D. Wishful dreaming, but I really hope that one day we can get this as a full block that I could place down because, wow, it's beautiful. Now, the Nautilus here, the normal one that hasn't been affected by commands, will spawn inside of all ocean biomes and is actually pretty easy to find. If you want to tame it, get some pufferfish and get a saddle to control it. So let's check this out really quick. We're living right next to an ocean. Oh, bam. Right off the bat, I move into the ocean and there's a naturally spawned Nautilus and another one right nearby. Two more right nearby too. Now, actually here, laddies, there is quite a bit of information to the Nautilus. In fact, like 20 minutes worth of information. Today's video is more of a general guide to the update. As always, if you want to learn even more about each mob, I've got an Everything series playlist. And inside of that playlist, you'll find a lot of dedicated guides going over everything you need to know about specific update features. For the basics here, though, in survival, I find a Nautilus, I use pufferfish to tame it, I put a saddle on it, and then I can jump on it, and check that out. I got a brand new effect called the Breath of the Nautilus effect. The Breath of the Nautilus is granting me permanent water breathing while I am on the Nautilus. And speaking of on the Nautilus, if I start trying to move around while I'm on the Nautilus, well, yeah, I can sail around. I can hit the spacebar to do a little dash while I'm sailing around if I get the lens right, the angle good. And yeah, the developers have called this thing the happy gas of the sea. And that's exactly right, beautifully put. Controlling this thing is very similar to controlling the happy gas, except this time, you could actually move really, really quick. Once you tame a Nautilus, it will never despawn, so you don't have to worry about that. Sad thing about the Nautilus, it's a water-breathing mob, which means if you try and put this thing on the land, well, it's actually not going to survive that long at all. No bueno. Now, just like our friend, the horse that we've known for years, our new bestie, the Nautilus, comes with a bunch of new armors that you are able to craft in one's case and find all across ocean structures in the case of the other four. If you got lucky and you found, say, a diamond Nautilus armor in a shipwreck, though, grab that armor, a netherite upgrade, and a netherite ingot, and you know how it goes, just like we did with the Netherite Horse Armor. You can go ahead and upgrade this thing to the best Nautilus armor in the entire game. Functionally speaking, this stuff is very similar to horse armor, where you can use it on the mob and it'll go on the mob and then it'll protect the mob. It will also be able to stop the zombified version of this mob, just like the zombie horse, from burning in the daylight. We've got a brand new mob again, the zombie Nautilus. Oh my gosh, this thing is going to be really hard to find, but it is beautiful. So, for starters here, just like the normal Nautilus, this thing will only spawn inside of the ocean. But this thing will only spawn inside of the ocean in place of 50% of drown that spawn with a trident. And when this thing naturally spawns, you will always find it with a drowned on top of it that has a trident, so good luck. You're gonna love it, it's fun. My one tip that I can give you today for finding the zombie Nautilus, maybe try going to the ocean at nighttime because it's darker, and that means the more drowned will be able to spawn, but it's hard to find. Now, when the devs were adding this thing to the game, in this update, they added the ability to data drive this thing as well, and that means with data packs, you can actually change this thing's look depending on what biome it spawned in. The only one that the developers added to the vanilla game can be found inside of the warm ocean biome. You will find, if you go to this biome, you get lucky and you find a zombified Nautilus. It's a coral Nautilus. The coral Nautilus is so good looking. Look at that coral all over the side. It's like growing and overtaking this mob. A gigantic key difference between the zombified Nautilus and the normal one, if you have one of these things, you tame it and you put armor on it. On the land, this thing can actually breathe indefinitely. It'll burn in the daylight, but if you put the armor on it, then it'll stop burning, and you can use something like a pufferfish or whatever to heal it back up. The zombie Nautilus is so cool, and one of my favorite mobs to be added to the game in a hot minute. Now next up, we go from one banger mob to a banger, brand new weapon that is included in every single gear set in the entire game. We've got a spear and a new option when it comes to combat. Now, just like with the Nautilus, the spear, there's a lot to it. I have an 18-minute long video diving into everything you know about the spear. But for the basics here today, we can go ahead and go into a crafting table. 2 sticks and a diagonal, and then a material type inside of that top corner, and you'll be able to make a spear. Wait a second, can I do it backwards? Oh, well, that feels illegal. Now, if you want to get a netherite spear, I don't have any more netherite ingots or templates. I'm flat out. But you know how it goes. You would upgrade it inside of the table. Just imagine it. Now, compared to the sword, we've got a couple of significant differences. For one, the sword, it can reach a target from like 2.5 blocks away. The spear, on the other hand, this thing is long. Look at how big it is when I hold it. That is going to amount to a reach of about 4.5 blocks away from a target. I can spear something that's crazy. Out of that, the spear, it could actually hit multiple targets at once as well, without like any enchantments or anything like that. I'm just poking more than one thing at once. There's also a different attack. Instead of just tapping the attack button, I can press and hold the other button, run around, and actually jab and stab different targets in the game as well. Now, if I try and compare this thing to a sword, I will definitely find that a sword can probably remove things a little bit quicker, and at least by default, like if I'm running around trying to poke something, it could be a little bit tedious, but the spear's advantage comes with speed. Check this out. If I had a mob, unsuspecting, and then I had a horse that was pretty quick, I can use my horse, hold down this attack thing, 1 hit, 2 hit, things way quicker here. Like, this is a death machine now. Once you master the spear, this is easily probably the best weapon in the entire game. There's a lot to the spear, so really, if you're going to check out any in-depth guide, it's the spear guide that you need to have in your life. Another thing that you can do with the spear, just like you can with every other weapon or tool, is throw it into the enchanting table and enchant it, and the enchantments that you will find that can go on a spear are pretty much all of the same sword enchantments, save for a few like Sweeping Edge. But on top of that, we actually have a brand new, unique enchantment too. A surprise addition that was added to the game in this update is the lunge enchantment. Now, if you tuned into the development cycle of this update, you might remember lunge being one way that it isn't now. Meaning the lunge enchantment, it underwent a couple of different iterations through the snapshot cycle. Lunge enchantment here, it comes in 3 different levels, all obtainable from the enchanting table. If I move and use lunge 1, well, I will be lunged forward the slightest amount. Like, it pulls me forward a tiny, tiny bit. With lunge 2, if I were to do the same exact thing, move forward, well, I can see that I am now being pulled a little bit more forward. And finally, best of all, lunge 3, you can use this buddy. And if you can hit your timings just right, oh, wow, you could use this thing to travel all around your world. That is, until you run out of hunger. So a unique thing about the lunge enchantment here is when you use lunge, it will consume 1 durability, no matter the level of enchantment, but it will also consume hunger that is equal to the level of lunge. So if I use lunge 3 enough, and maybe I'm like out of saturation or whatever, well, eventually, each single use of this thing will consume 3 hunger. It's a pretty sweet system. Like we talk about in the spear guide, if you use lunge 3 with the right kind of spear, you can travel hundreds of blocks, all in a matter of seconds. We've got to change to the firespread game rule inside of this update. Game rule, firespread radius around the player. If you want firespread to not happen, set it to 0. If you want it to happen, then set it to a number. That number is going to correspond to chunks around the player. Ooh, now this update is a very technical update. There's a lot that's been going down under the hood here that the devs have been putting in. One of the biggest things that we have here is a brand new component that allows for different attack reaches and weapon ranges. This is exactly what's being used to make it so the spear can reach 4.5 blocks away, but a sword only 2 blocks. And intriguingly, this is also just like from the combat update test snapshot. We also have this brand new big technical functionality called timelines. This can be used by data packs to adjust, well, really so many different things inside of the game. For example, sky color and different events that should happen over a given amount of time inside of a world. Another change that you'll be able to find can only be found in creative mode. Slide over to the spawn eggs tab and you'll see that instead of these eggs being in alphabetical, they are now sorted by categories and then alphabetical. So first up here, you can see things like mobs that will be your friend and spawn all around the world. Then eventually we have all of these aquatic mobs, and then eventually we continue moving down. We will have undead mobs, and we'll have arachnids and then other creatures. Basically, every spawn egg is sorted by category and then dimension as well. So we have overworld stuff, then nether stuff, and then last but not least, 3 end mobs. My one request for the developers in the next update, the 2 missing spawn eggs, the Wither and the Ender Dragon, put them inside of operator utilities, please. Ooh, now speaking of mobs, we've got another one. A zombified, mummified skeleton inside of this update, the Parched. It doesn't burn in the daylight. Be careful. Inside of the desert biome at nighttime, just like you can find a husk, you'll also be able to find the Parched spawning here. Now, the Parched is kind of similar to the bog, if you can remember how that thing worked from that old update. It'll have a little bit less health and shoot slower, but it shoots a different kind of arrow. If I get nailed by one of these arrows, the weakness effect. Oh, no. That's going to make it harder for you to fight other mobs in the game, and actually impossible. If you're unarmed running around with just your fist, it's never going to work. But hang around in the desert at nighttime for even more time, and you'll be able to find an even more challenging challenge. Involving the Parched, a husk, you'll find the husk camel. The husk camel is a brand new camel variant. It's basically the same thing as a camel, except undead. And oh, it's like gray, and it's like seen better days, and oh, it's so cool. If everything goes as planned, I do have an in-depth guide to this thing too, because there's actually quite a bit to it and so many secret uses for it that could actually, if used in the right way, transform your survival world. This is another one of my favorite mobs that was added to the game this year. There's something about him, I just love it. Next up, in a small one, you gotta look really quick here. It's about the particles that pop up when you break a pot. Terracotta particles now. Previously, I think they were kind of glitch looking. Inside of this update, of course, as always, a brand new main menu. This menu is beautiful. We have a desert scene, a badlands, a jungle, with a bunch of the new mobs all over. Sliding into a world. Look at how chunks load now. They actually fade in. This is so different. Inside of your video settings, if you scroll all the way down, you'll find inside of preferences a new toggle called chunk fade. By default, it's 0.75. If you want the chunks to fade in less, you can turn it down. If you want it to be even more slow and dramatic, turn it up. This will work anytime you are loading chunks in your world. So send yourself off to a new location, not to be in a block, and then look around and your chunks will slowly or quickly fade in. It's pretty good looking. Inside of this update for Java Edition, we've got a brand new advancement called Mob Kebab. All I have to do with a single charge attack, I need to hit at least 5 different mobs. It's not that hard to do if you can confine mobs to a single area. Now, Vibrant Visuals Java, it's not here quite yet, but inside of this update, we have moved way closer to it actually being here. Behind the scenes here, we have a ton of different new visual changes that are inching us closer and closer towards Vibrant Visuals Java. And alongside that, I'm not really going into technical changes as much today. Stay tuned for another video, maybe on that soon. But seriously, for every single new thing that we talked about today, we have like 4 more technical changes under the hood. It's pretty crazy. And of course, last things last, in this update, we have a total of 104 bug fixes total, so actually, to be honest, it's not the most thing in the world, but I mean, a bug fix is a bug fix. We always love to see it. And so, the Minecraft Mounts of Mayhem update, our fourth and final drop of 2025. What do you think about it? If you're curious about everything inside of this update all laid out, inside of this chest, here we go. Just about everything new, and then a couple of the changes here, but not all of the changes. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Remember, channel members, if you want this world, there's a download out right now. Consider checking out the Everything series playlist next for even more on all these really cool new features. Or if you're just coming back to Minecraft, welcome. I've got an update recap playlist that is perfect for all of the drops that we've had this year. My patrons, Ground Crazy May, Medical Boomstick, Fire Dragon 19, Steve M, The Duke, Pixie Phantom, Deb K, Faithful Grimoire, Jilly K, and Lena R. Thank you all for the support. It's been me, Wattles. I'll see you all tomorrow. Adios, my friends.